What's going on, Bama Nation? It's yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Not going to hold you long here. Just get into my thoughts on the Bama Vanderbilt game in Nashville. The shocking 35-40 loss the Crimson Tide took at the hands of the Commodores. And for me, what did we truly learn about this Alabama team after the loss to Vandy? Several things we take from the game. Several aspects we look at, but what did we truly learn? I think the number one thing we learned was Alabama lacks physicality, lacks dominant physicality on the defensive front. It lacks that. And we saw from start to finish, from the very first drive, Vanderbilt the game to Alabama. They took the challenge to Alabama, the physicality to Alabama, the toughness to Alabama. They took the game to the Crimson Tide, and Bama had no answers for it from the very first drive of the game. Bama lacking the physicality. Bama also lacking the energy. Where was the energy? Where was the enthusiasm on the sideline? Where is the swagger? Where is this game is important. Like, we got to be locked in. This game is important. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. Vanderbilt from the jump wanted the game over the weekend. From how they practiced, to how they talked, to what was said, to the coming out of the tunnel. You had the Commodores defensive player number 6. He was jawing, he was barking at Alabama players. You had Diego Pavia, quarterback for Vanderbilt, all week talking about this ain't the same old Vandy. This ain't Jefferson Pilot Sports Vandy. We believe we can play with anybody. We believe we can win. The confidence. You even saw Pavia after the game talk about how somebody on the team throughout the week kept saying, if you ain't talking about beat Alabama, get the blank out of here with all of that. We all own that beating Bama. That's what we own. Vandy wanted this game from the word go. I don't know where Alabama was. Vandy wanted this from the kickoff. And from the first drive to the very last drive, they took the physicality to Alabama, moving Bama's defensive line off the football. They took the toughness to Alabama. They had more drive. Vandy wanted this football game. They took Alabama's cookies, no milk. Took the cookies, took the manhood, no milk, took Bama. I mean, Vandy did it. Vandy did it. Vandy did it. I did not see the energy from Alabama. I did not see the physical dominance from Alabama and the trenches. Nick Saban during his tenure, what is something he always said? When we play a team, when Bama plays a team, I want that team leaving the stadium going, I hate playing against those guys. I don't want to play against them. Well, nowadays, everybody and their great-grandmama want to play against Alabama. Oh, we want to play against Bama. Oh, we can beat Bama. Oh, we can challenge Bama. When that at one point in time was unheard of. Now you see people ready, willing, happy, excited to take on Bama. Folks used to pee their britches when they stepped on the ground, when they heard Bama was on the schedule. It ain't like that now. We saw that against Vanderbilt. That was the number one thing we learned. No energy, no type of physical dominance. That's number one. Number two, we learned this coaching staff by Kalen DeBoer got flat out coached. I mean, give Clark Lee, give offensive coordinator Timothy Beck, give Vanderbilt's coaching staff all the credit in the world. They had a game plan. They had a scheme. They had a strategy. They trusted it. They believed in it. They repped it. They prepared it. They had everything ready to go, and Bama could not stop them. Couldn't stop them. Sometimes you just get flat beat. And my question with this is, did Alabama just not have the personnel in practice to rep the spread pistol, shotgun, triple option offense? Or did they have the talent to rep it, but Vandy just had it planned out so beautifully, there was nothing Alabama could do? I mean, some got to be the answer here, because Clark Lay, Timothy Beck as the OC, he carved Bama up with this triple option. Carved them up. I mean, every time it kind of sort of felt like Kane Womack was maybe onto something, Timothy Beck throws another wrench in there, another wrinkle in there, another curveball in there, and it just had Kane Womack all sorts of confused. I mean, from the misdirections to the shovel passes to just whatever new thing Beck could throw in there to enhance the confidence of Diego Pavia and that offense, he did it. I mean, he did it. He did it. And Vandy controlled the pace of the game, the flow of the game, the attitude of the game. Vandy controlled it. Bama's coaching staff flat out outmatched. They were outmatched in the second half against Georgia. Thankfully, you had athletes like Xavier Brown, Ryan Williams to make plays. This past week, you're outcoached from start to finish. And here's another thing. And this goes to defensive coaching staff. This goes to Kane Womack and the staff. Why are you not having these quarterbacks play with confidence? Damani Jackson and Xavier Brown are not playing to win. They're playing to not get beat. You go back and look at that Vanderbilt game. There were several moments. Xavier and Damani are in possession. Turn around and make a play on the football. That's the difference between corners that are average and corners that become first-round picks making NFL money being all-pro dudes. That's the difference. The average corners are trying not to get beat, and they're just hoping for a pass breakup, not to get beat, playing scared, playing tentative. The corners that are aggressive, the corners that become first rounders, the corners that are ballers, the corners that become all pro caliber guys, they attack the ball. They get the ball at its highest point. They turn around, they face the football, they attack the football. There were several moments. Damani Jackson, Xavier Brown, perfect phase. Did everything right. You finish. You have the confidence to turn, see the ball, go get it. You have just as much right to that football as the wide receiver does. Turn around, go get it. It's the coaching staff not coaching confidence into these guys. Or are they coaching them just do enough to not get beat? Bama out-coached by Vanderbilt. That was number 2 thing that we learned. The number 3 thing that we learned, Bama and this third down defense, Lord have mercy. Third down, some got to give in this stuff. Some got to give where the whole 4-2-5 is concerned. Some stuff got to be changed, altered, fixed, something. But especially on third down. And not just third down, y'all. 3rd and 8 plus. This is where you make your money getting off the field. 3rd and 8 yards plus. Vandy was 12 of 18, y'all, on 3rd and 8 yards or more. It didn't matter how difficult the 3rd down was. Vandy got it. They got it. That should eat you alive if you're an Alabama defensive player. 3rd and 8, Vandy got it. 3rd and 9, Vandy got it. 3rd and 10, Vandy got it. 3rd and 12, they got it. And you knew exactly what was coming. And you couldn't stop it. Couldn't stop it. Vandy controlled time of possession. Vandy was 3 of 3, 4 of 4 in the red area? But all that started by what? They owned 3rd down, y'all. Vandy's offense owned 3rd down. And Bama couldn't stop them. 3rd down defense. There's got to be a change there. There's got to be a change there. Third down defense was a pure problem. It was a pure problem. Absolute pure problem. Another thing that we learned here about this team following the loss to Vanderbilt, this right here. This is why Scott Cochran is duly missed, right? Sideline was just dead, y'all. Sideline was dead. You looked at Vandy's sideline, they jumping, yelling, screaming, all into it. Bama looked like a bunch of church boys, a bunch of pallbearers at a funeral. That's what Bama felt like on the sideline. A bunch of pallbearers at a funeral. Vandy's sideline looked like it was at a football game, engaged, locked in, ready for freaking war. Ready, prepared, all in, focused on the game. Bama sideline, kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. That's how it looked like. That's how it looked like. No sauce, no swag, no grit, no toughness, no zeal, no energy, man, none. No, I want to be here. None of that. This is why Scott Cochran's missed. Scott Cochran be on that sideline and yelling, getting into your mental capacity. Bama is missing that right now. Missing that coach that taps into your mental capacity. That was number 4. You didn't have no contagious energy out there on the field for Alabama. Vandy had that. The 5th thing we learned, this is not a national championship team yet. It's not. Bama's got a whole lot of work to do. They got work to do. They got work to do defensively. They got work to do offensively. They got work to do all across the board. This is not a national championship team yet. Not by any sense of the imagination. Not by any sense of the imagination. This is not a national championship team yet. And I'll say this to round this out here. People look at, was this the most embarrassing loss in Alabama football history? Yes. And it was the most embarrassing loss because this team has all the tools. This team has all the talent. This team has all the players. And yet you get outplayed, outcoached, beat by a team that doesn't have all the talent that you have, doesn't have all the playmakers that you have, a team that most would consider the Harvard of the SEC, a team that most would consider the GPA school of the SEC. But yet the GPA school then found a quarterback in the portal, and that quarterback shuts you up. You got beat by the Scrabble school of the SEC. And they did it to you. They sat there, took your cookies, no milk on TV. Live TV. Live TV. So, yes, this is the most embarrassing loss. I understand folks will say, but Steve, in 2007, Louisiana Monroe, that's a difference. Saban was trying to build something in 07. Alabama had not sniffed the national championship since 1992. This is completely different. This is not a program now that has to be built up from the studs. No, this is a program now that has a national championship brand, a national championship pedigree. This is a program now that has every single resource in the world. And this was a program that was handed to Coach DeBoer with every resource in the world, and you fell on your face against Vandy. And you got to clean that up. You got to pick yourself off the mat and clean that up. But that's what we learned this week, y'all. That's what we learned. Number one, Bama, no physicality defensively. Got to find it. Number two, Bama, completely outcoached by Vandy. DeBoer and his staff got to get that together. Number three, third downs, Vandy obliterated Alabama on third downs. That Bama defense has got to get something straight in that 4-2-5. Or go to a whole different defense. I don't care what the move is. Something's got to be cleaned up there. Number four, you got to find some contagious energy because that was pure dead I saw last week. Everything last but not least. This is not a national championship team yet. Not a national championship team yet. Got a ways to go. But folks, Monday, in my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith, TDA, get there Monday, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. We're talking Bama. But as of today, this just been my thoughts on what we learned after Bama's loss against Vandy.